Okay, boys and girls, we are here for the last, fourth stop of the Bassmaster Team Championship Series here on Lake St. Clair, and I'm excited to get it started. Today is Wednesday. We have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then the tournament Saturday. It's going to be really interesting. We're leading Team of the Year right now with 5 points. We would have liked to have a couple extra. Made a couple mistakes at the Houghton Lake tournament that would have cost us a couple points. But there's not much you can do now. You just got to come into this event, and basically if we finish 5th or higher, we can win Team of the Year without any question. No one can beat us. So that's the goal this week. We think it's going to take about 22 pounds, and if we can do that, we're going to make it happen. But let's launch the boat. Let's get on the water. I'll catch you guys here in just a second. Okay, before I start fishing and launching and everything else, here's the game plan for today. So winds are supposed to be pretty light, like less than 5 miles an hour all day. So what I'm going to do is use today to kind of run around and check some stuff, kind of dabble around the lake, look at some stuff Main Lake, look at some stuff at the mouth of Anchor Bay. And then I think where I really want to start and fish a lot is Anchor Bay. That's where a lot of big tournaments have been getting won. Especially with the wind forecast that's going to come. And Omnia Pro has been a huge player all year long, but it's going to be another huge player this week, looking for the right water clarity, paying attention to water clarity, and then paying attention to the wind forecast for the week. Looks like it's supposed to blow on Friday and Saturday, so having an area that's semi-protected and pretty close to the ramp is going to be really nice. We're launching out of Harley Metro, or Harley Ensign, so to get to Anchor Bay, it's pretty close. As opposed to a lot of the stuff on the lake that's going to be a little bit longer run. So that's kind of the game plan. That's why I'm making the decisions I'm making. And really our target weight is 22 pounds. If we can catch 22, I think that's going to put us pretty much in the top 5, hopefully, and will give us a really good shot at winning Team of the Year. So 22 pounds is target weight for the tournament. I think that means we're going to have to find 25 in practice, and then just kind of let the chips and cards fall where they may. So let's get to fishing. Super flat calm right now. The bugs are going to be out. Let's go catch some fish, have some fun, make the most of this week, and really enjoy each moment. Let's go. Man, there's a lot of fish here, but the ones that I've been around have like a PhD in live scope. I really thought this sniper would be the deal, like it was going to be something a little bit different than the normal drop shot that everyone else is throwing, but these fish are so smart. That one. That took a long time. That is a giant though. Oh my goodness. This fish is strong. This fish is incredibly strong. How big are you? Not that big. Just super strong. And he smokes that jig. Dang. The way he ate that, I thought it was like a 5-pounder. And when he came up and jumped, Thanks, buddy. Dang, that's like a 3-pounder. Not at all what I was expecting. When that fish bit and came up and jumped, I thought it was big. Big. His buddies are right here. I'm a hover minnow. Oh, I think it's a bass. It's a bass. It's big because it's got giant head shakes. There's a bass. That's a nice one. There we go. Gotta wait, see how big that one is. Look at how that hover minnow is so gone. Maybe 4. So deep in there. Zeros. Okay, so 4-pounder. Whew, there we go. Hover minnow fish. 4-pounder. Couple minutes and switch into that 8th. That other one I caught might have been 4 too, if this one's 4. Thanks, buddy. Whew, sweet. Okay, so that's a 4-pounder. We need them just a little bit bigger, which sounds so silly, but they got to be over 4. They got to be 4 1/4, 4 1/2 to really be what we need to weigh in. 20 won't be bad, but 20 is not going to get us paid. 20 is not going to give us, you know, a guaranteed shot to win Team of the Year, so it's not bad, but it's not what we want. Maybe 4 1/2s. I was moving to that fish too quick and I couldn't keep up with my bait and it fell past him. That is a big mark. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. That is a giant mark. I am pretty certain that's not a bass. I mean, look at that mark. It's like 4 foot long. Pretty sure that's a muskie. Here's the other fun part is I have no power on this rod. It's a 7.6 medium light. Broke. Probably for the best, because that thing was going to take me for a ride. That's crazy. There we go. That's how they're supposed to eat the sniper. Nope, not really the size I'm looking for, I don't think. That's how they're supposed to eat it. I made a little move down a ways, and yeah, that's how they're supposed to eat that thing. Thanks, buddy. I don't know what's up with those other fish. Just not about it, I guess. But that's how they're supposed to eat that sniper. It feels good. I needed that because I started on an area I thought they'd be, and then I came over here to look at some new stuff that I never really looked at. And whew, that feels good. And every fish that's eaten the bait has eaten it like really deep in their mouth, whether it's the hover rig, whether it's a sniper. They've eaten those baits really, really well, but just to get them to commit to the lure is so challenging right now. And I know these fish have been super pressured, so that could be part of it. I'm just trying to figure out kind of what I need to be doing, kind of the areas I need to be in to get those bigger than average bites. And right now, I need to figure out how to get those bites in general. So that's where we're at. That's what we're doing. It's what we're struggling with. But we'll put the pieces together. It's only not even halfway through day one, so we got a lot of time. Yeah, let's keep this one rolling. There we go. That was a cool bite. I fish ate that before it even hit the bottom. That's a good one. That's a good one. Probably a 4-pounder. They either eat it like this or they don't eat it at all. I don't know how big that one is yet, but not a bad one. Smoked it on the drop. Not a bad one. 3.5 pounder. Not what we're looking for, but not a bad one. It's just crazy. That's either eat it like that . One. Okay. I'll eat a crankbait. This is where St. Clair is so dangerous, because on any normal body of water, that's a nice fish. Out here, if you weigh in 5 of those, you're at the bottom of the pack. That's a 2.5, 3 pounder, and it's absolutely nothing out here. Like, that fish is nothing. We got 2.5 more days to figure out what to get the big ones to go on, but that's the hard part about this place. It's fun to catch them, but you gotta have those better quality fish. So I'm not sure if I lost my other recording. My camera kind of quit working. I don't know what's going on with that, but it's been a very, very tough day. I've not caught but one fish over 4 pounds, and I've run on quite a bit of water up here in Anchor Bay, just kind of looking at a bunch of different things. There's a ton of those fish between that 3 and 4 pound range, and even those fish are very easy to catch. But what's really interesting to me is that I figured if I just caught enough fish, I would run into some more 4 pounders, and that doesn't really seem to be the case. I'm not sure where these 4 pounders are at, but I really think with this wind, I'm going to be limited to fishing this general area of the lake up here in Anchor Bay. So I'm really trying to spend my practice wisely based on what that wind's going to be doing. I'm also going to spend some time up in the river, probably on Friday with Nathan. But we're trying to make the most of what we have. The fishing, in my opinion, is pretty tough. I know guys are absolutely smashing them. So I'm just missing something. We have a couple more days to put that bite together. And right now it's 3:30, so we have some more time today as well. But I'm a little confused. I don't know what I'm missing. But we'll continue to work and figure this thing out. Good morning, everyone. This is morning day 2 of practice, and I didn't really talk to you guys too much yesterday afternoon. You could probably tell I was a little bit frustrated, and I think a lot of it had to do with me kind of getting dehydrated on the water. I was making bad decisions. It got to the point that I really couldn't stay out much longer and really come up with a game plan. So we're coming out today, rest, rejuvenated, repaired, and ready to go with a lot more waters in the boat, and today should be a lot of fun. I'm really just going to try to slow it down a little bit, take in the moment, really enjoy being out here on Lake St. Clair, because I caught a ton of fish yesterday. I probably caught over 40 fish, but I just could never really dial in that little bit bigger bite. But paying attention to that wind on the Omnia Pro is going to be really, really key, and looking at the areas where the wind's going to be blowing into really hard, because I also think that's going to play with the water clarity. So really paying attention. Wind is super, super critical out here. Water clarity is super, super critical out here. And knowing a game plan for the wind and water clarity is going to be really important. I know some of the guys that know this place might go out on the big lake and know what they're doing. I don't have that kind of experience. I just kind of got to come out here and fish the conditions that I'm given and the plans that I come in to plan with. And you guys see that? I don't know how you guys can't see that on the camera. It's wild. Beautiful sunrise. Let's get fishing. There's one other thing I want to address really quick and talk about is I think the pressure of leading team of the year going into this event's kind of getting to me. Obviously, that was one of my goals when I started this season. You don't come into a season and just say, I want to finish average. And to have the opportunity to lock it in this week on St. Clair is really cool. Now, I don't know a ton about this body of water. I've been out here enough times where I know sort of what's going on and what should be going on. But I'm putting a lot of probably unnecessary pressure on myself to get this done this week. I've thought about what that means a lot. I look at some of the guys that have won Team of the Year and some of the guys that I look up to a lot that never have been able to win Team of the Year, and to be in the position where we're at, a 5-point lead going into the tournament. We know if we finish in the top 5, we have it locked up without question. So I'm putting a lot of pressure on myself to kind of get this done this week. So I think that's also playing into my mindset a lot and the decisions that I'm making and where I'm going and what I'm trying to do. I got today. I got tomorrow to figure this thing out, to lock this thing up. Darren's spending his day in the river. Let's just go have fun. Try not to think about it too much. Try to just make good decisions. I think I am staying up here in Anchor Bay looking for these fish. And if I can just find 1 to 2 spots where I can catch them, that's all I really need. So let's go. Tons of boats where I was at yesterday. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 boats where I was yesterday, and I didn't really catch them that great. I caught some, but I didn't catch any big ones. So I'm kind of out here just floating around more off of that area, looking for some of those better caliber fish. Now I caught a 4-pounder yesterday, 2 4-pounders, one just 3.9. I had 19.5 pounds, but that's not what I'm looking for. So I backed off. I'm gonna look at some of this grass line outside stuff, see if I can't find some of these fish out here. Hopefully they'll be a little bit better and not as pressured as those ones that evidently are getting a lot more pressure than I thought. this one. Not a bad one. Small, but a smallmouth. You need to tell these fish they gotta start eating breakfast, because they're not eating right now.
I hear fishy fishy.
I need that, because yesterday they weren't biting either. And then they started biting after you said that.
I have a fish like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once I caught the fish alive, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then I let it go again. Why did you let it go? 'Cause I bit my finger, so which finger did I bite? This little finger on my right.
That's right. I needed to bite my little minnow. There's a smallmouth. Dang, they're tough today. Holy smokes. There's one. It doesn't make me sad that fish came off. I do have a dulled out hook on this bait. It's kind of rolled at the tip, so I'm not too worried about losing him, but that was a good fish. It's just about 11 o'clock, so I guess this is our midday update. I am not really catching a bunch of fish, but I'm fishing brand new water I've never really looked at. It looks good. It's that grass edge with the sand next to it, and I'm seeing some fish, but I'm just not catching a whole bunch. There's not the population that there was in that other area I was fishing yesterday. So I'm going to run and check that spot again, make sure those fish are still in that area, and then I'm probably going to run up towards Fairhaven a little ways, check some of that stuff down there. I know it's going to be a little bit longer run from the ramp, but if I can find some of those fish up in Fairhaven, it could be one of those deals that I might be able to get on some of those bigger fish. Now we had about 18.5 yesterday, maybe 19 pounds. A bunch of those 3.5 to 3 3/4 pounders, and then 2 over 4. Need to kind of validate what we're able to catch. Not necessarily what we're able to catch, but make sure those fish are still there. And I have to drink some water. I haven't drank really any water today, so we know how that went yesterday. Let's not let that happen again. There's one. On the hover minnow. There we go. That's fun. Thanks, buddy. Just a little dude, but thank you. 10 out of 10 release. That's a big one. That's a giant one. That is a giant one. Oh, yeah, that's a big one. Holy smokes. That's a giant one. Look at how he ate that hover minnow too. He's not happy he's been caught though. Not as big as I thought. When you ain't caught him all day and they eat the hover minnow like that, that's a good sign. I thought that was a lot bigger than it is, but it's still a nice one. Thanks, buddy. Bye, hover eater. Man, it's pretty indicative of how my day's going. I thought that fish was like a super giant. Just because I haven't caught any real big ones today, but it was a 4 1/4. So not a small one, biggest one so far on St. Clair, but not the 5-pounder I thought it was. Still a really good one. Smoked that hover minnow. It doesn't really change our game plan for tomorrow, and I don't think it's really going to change our game plan for the weekend. It's supposed to blow pretty hard, but that was sweet to see him eat that thing like that. It's morning of day 3. Man, I am sorry for not talking to the camera a whole lot. We were up here today checking out some of the river stuff. Just kind of looking around. I've not found a whole lot on the lake, and with the forecast going to be what it is, it's supposed to blow pretty hard out of the south-southwest. And not having anything really in Anchor Bay, look for some stuff up in the river. So Dirds is checking the lower part of the river. I'm checking up here in the northern part of the river. Looking for like 20-some pounds. There's going to be 20 boats on Saturday, so got to finish top 5 to fish and guarantee that we're not going to lose Angler of the Year, that we're going to win Team of the Year. So that's the goal for today. Find like 20 pounds, see if we can't get on something up here. That'd be pretty sweet. It's going to make our lives a lot easier if we can come up here and find some good fish. So that's the goal for today. 20 pounds or bust. Let's make this thing happen. Let's go. This river style fishing is so cool. I'll throw a top water on this flat for a second. There's one up on the flat, on the top water. That was sweet. Oh, in the current. Oh my God, on the current. Yeah, he's got it funny. Not a big one, but that was sweet. Not a very big one, but sweet catching them on top water. That is awesome. Heckler up on that flat. I'm still busting bait up there. Dang it. That's one thing I hate about braid is when it digs into it, so I'm gonna push up on that flat and throw out these fish for a minute. There's one. Baby albino. Shout out to Keo. There's like 10 with it, dude. Oh no. Shout out Keo. First one on the baby albino. Not a big one though. I was hoping if I came up on this flat, they'd be a little bit bigger. It's a smallmouth. Thanks, buddy. A long cast. Slowly reel it back in. It's not a bad one. Dang, strong. There you go. Thanks, buddy. Took long enough to get a good one. Man, these fish are not easy. I'm sure they're super pressured too. This is what I'm throwing now. I put a hula stick on the back. It's a little bit bigger presentation. A lot of times I trim it down quite a bit, but the reason that helps is because I think it just gives these fish a little bit bigger target, and especially keying in on big bait, I think it looks right. There's some. I have a feeling there's a lot of fish right around that. I don't know how big they are. Uh-oh, taking me downstream. Okay, that one's not very big. Thanks, buddy. I have a feeling there's a bunch of them though. That was my next cast after putting on that trailer again. I didn't catch any real big ones today. I caught like 3.5, but Nathan caught like a 4 and a 4.5 accidentally doing it. So this kind of replicates what we found the other day. Found last week with Jake. But this is what we're going to be doing in the tournament. It's a great area for me to throw topwater in the morning, as well as for Nathan to get off that break and try to catch some of those fish drop shotting. So that's going to be our game plan. I think we can catch 20 plus pounds doing this if we really focus in, dial in on the areas, and put all the fish in the boat. As you guys can see, it's raining. I'm going to fish a couple more areas, then I'm going to head in, get stuff ready for tomorrow. We just got done rigging tackle. I don't know, I'm excited for tomorrow. Theirs is over there.
What's up, everybody?
We ended up finding some fish in practice. We figured out like some sort of pattern. We know it's going to blow tomorrow. Kept our eye on Omnia Pro all week long, looking at the way the wind's going to be blowing, how hard it's going to be blowing. It's going to blow like 20 plus gusts all day long, and we didn't feel comfortable being up in anchor bay trying to catch those fish. You guys saw in practice it was really tough. Yeah, I caught a couple 4-pounders. Caught them okay. There's a bunch of boats up in there, but there's also 3 tournaments going out of Harley on Saturday. You have
Tomorrow.
Our tournament, you have Payback, and then you have Cash for Bass. So there's probably between those 3 tournaments going to be like 80 boats.
Yeah.
Ours has 20. I would assume Cash for Bass and Payback each have about 30. A lot of those guys are going to be up in Anchor Bay. So it kind of works out that we didn't find anything really good. And Dirds and I were talking earlier. It's actually pretty nice that he didn't find something that he really likes and I didn't find something I really liked, because then you would have had like conflicting ideas. Dirds figured out a pattern that he's feeling really comfortable about. I found some fish up in the river last week with Jake, and it was along this stretch of bank where you have that, basically that shallow section that falls off into the deep water really quickly, and those fish are hanging out on isolated grass patches on that break. And that's something that we figured out. Dirds really expanded on it. You can basically look at a map and figure out exactly where you want to be fishing, where those contours start to gap out. That's where that grass tends to be. And so we're going into this feeling pretty comfortable. Now there's only 20 teams. We thought there were going to be more actually fishing this tournament, but I think these other events pulled some guys. So We need to finish in the top 5 to guarantee that we're going to win Team of the Year. I'm guessing we're going to need to have 20 to 21 pounds to be around there.
We're shooting for more.
We're shooting for more. Obviously, we're shooting for more. I would love to go out and catch like 23 pounds and like not have a question riding back to the boat ramp. But we're going to see.
It's like St. Clair.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to catch them.
Someone's going to catch a good bag. So it's going to be fun. Figured out a general pattern. I'm going to be fishing stuff up on top of the break. I'm going to throw a top water, a hair jig. I'm going to throw spy bait. There's going to be drop shotting, targeting those fish on that break. So we kind of have one to approach. And what's really cool is we're not having to scope. So like, are you excited?
I'm excited to not have to scope. I'm excited to just throw a spinny pole with a minnow and not have to look at my scope.
And the big thing too is, yeah, you're drop shotting, but it's that big hook.
It's a big hook.
Big hook, big bait. And by the way, no one has any bait here. So if you guys want to buy tackle before you come to St. Clair,
Go to Omnia.
go to Omnia and you can get it in like a day and a half or 2 days.
Right. Actually, this week on Sunday, I left my house Wednesday night, and I ordered something from Omnia on Sunday night. I ordered express shipping, and it was delivered to my house Wednesday while I was at work. That's the deal with Omnia. Like other tackle companies, I mean, once it's in the hand of the mailer, I've listened to Pete on different podcasts talk about it. Once it's in the hand of the distributor, it's up to them. But Omnia does a really good job of making sure that all their packages are packed, shipped, and out the door very quickly so that you can get the tackle that you need, especially when you're going to a tournament and you can't find anything locally and you need to get it ordered like now.
Anyways, I'm excited. I'm trying not to talk about it because I get really jacked up.
The words get flowing with Ben. He just basically gave you all the juice, so watch the video and listen.
Yeah, watch the video. We're going to go catch some fish. We're going to go grab some dinner and then hang out, watch a movie, get up, and go fish this tournament. So catch you guys later.
Let's go have some fun.
Yeah, and hopefully catch some bass.